Eka Raja Kapottanasana, one leg pigeon pose. This position is great for the women health, but also for those who sitting a lot, and also for men. Usually we starting from downward facing dog, bring one leg forward. This is a two-sided pose, so you have to do for both sides, and a little bit you can swing to the left or the right, and you can tuck under the toes and after flex as well. See how it feels. If you are very stiff than me, you place a cushion or a block under the bended leg buttock. It's very important that your hips should look forward, both hip bone looking forward and even. To make easier the position, you could use brick under your palm, or you can place your palm on your knee as well. What's important that your hip should ground very well. See that the knee on the long side leg is very well grounded, and you try to evenly distribute the weight between the front and the back leg. It's very important at the hip area that the tailbone is tucked under and the pubic bone and the navel is directed upwards. You can do hands movement as well, but it's very important that don't crunch the spine, but elongate the spine and see that your sternum is looking up, and when you do any version, then the shoulder blades should be together. You can do with the hands different movements, hands above the head or hands on behind your back or on your thighs, or you can raise one leg and you can grab with one hand and the other hand on the knee, or with both hands you can grab your ankle and push your ankle inside the palm. This version doing two things, helping grounding with your hips as well as inserting more the spine inside the body. Now let's see a little bit more advanced version, which requires more back bend, more stability of the hip, and also more flexibility of the shoulder. You can raise one leg and you can first a little bit just open further the psoas muscle, and after you can place the feet to the inner elbow, make a loop with the hands and look forward. If this version is difficult for you, then you can grab a belt and you can try it with the belt. It's very important if you are lying to one side or the other side, then you should place a cushion under the bended leg buttock. Get a belt, place the belt to your ankles, and flip the shoulders and squeeze the two upper arms together. See that the upper arms are parallel and the upper arm is inside the shoulder socket. This variation is a great exercise for all the joints and for the joint health. It's very important that you ground well with your hip and the weight is equally distributed on both sides. And if you practice enough, then you can do it without a belt. Remember, if you can't do it for the first time, that always go back with one step, practice the anterior posture, and when you practice enough, the more advanced posture, it will happen by itself. It gives a great power, great flexibility for the body, and it's very stress relieving. Now for next, there is a modification, or there is a restorative posture when with an exhale you fall forward, lengthening between the tailbone and the crown of the head. In this restorative posture you can stay for longer time, even for 2-3 minutes, maybe at the end of the class. Usually I give this modification for those ladies at the end of the class who has menstruation and they cannot do inversion postures. Now, if you want to go further, then you can rotate, you can make a rotation as well in this supine position, or as you see in the video, you can make a psoas muscle further opening. These are really good variation, and there is a great success in the class when we do these modifications. If you are prepared, you can do a Hanumanasana after. The benefits of this posture are various. If you do a sitting job, then you should practice it every day. It brings a great flow of oxygen and blood to the pelvic floor area, and for women it's especially important that we keep our pelvic floor very strong and flexible. And lastly, I show you a variation which is a strengthening variation. There is a 90-degree angle in the front leg between the calf and the thighs, and you keep yourself with the thighs muscle with both legs.